Hi everybody, this is Joanne from the Perilous Fight. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a moment. And what I mean about how to create a moment is just that, just to create a moment of happiness. Sometimes a person's life is just kind of I think that when they're getting it right, their life becomes simplified. And then they say, okay, well, how can I just start to, now that I got the madness out of my life, now I turn my life from negative to positive. And what things do I want to do now? So some of the moments that I have created was I I actually went to Walmart and I bought some wine glasses, and I have my like diet ginger ale in a wine glass. When I go to a restaurant, I'll ask for my ginger ale in a wine glass, and it's just pretty. Girls are all about the small things, and it's it's just small things, but it just creating that by asking for a wine glass or going out to the store to get a few wine glasses. You can get four of them for $5 at Walmart. Some other creating a moment is um, when you have a rescue animal, often they become like your companion, your like little buddy. You know, they're so grateful that you like save them, that they like hanging out with you. So I create a moment. I go to the store and I pick up like a prawn or two just for them, for my cat, and I'll just cook them up some prawns, and then we'll uh, just like watch Say Yes to the Dress together. I'll go out to the swimming pool, create a moment. I'll just create a moment by just picking up some garbage when I'm outside, like waiting for a bus. I have like a spare glove that I put in my bag, and a spare like grocery bag, and I'll create a moment by just picking that up and just showing God that I just want to do something to help clean up the world that He gave. I'll create a moment by posting some things online that can help some people. I'll create a moment by just going for a hot chocolate. I'll create a moment by just going to. I like to eat, so I mean, I'll go uh, I'll go get something to eat, and then sometimes I'll just go to the park. I'll have some sushi, or um, just something to eat at the park. Uh, a moment is just I go and get some. I take a bubble bath, and I have turn on the music. I'll put a log in the fireplace. Then I'll go have a bubble bath, and I can kind of smell the smell of the fireplace, and hear the music. And the music, sometimes you're like on my television, the cable company has stations that just play music. Other moments are I paint my nails. Like I paint them, if you could see them. Ah, I'm still fairly new at this YouTube video stuff. Ooh, once I figure out how to get my hand to show you. There we go. Sometimes I'll create a moment where, uh, just some simple things. I'll just sit out on the patio, and I'll just have some mangoes and kiwi, and I'll kind of look at the inside of the mango and the kiwi, like the kiwi, and I just see how God put those little black seeds in there, and how the big pits in the mango, and I just think like all the food He provided for us and how cool it is. And sometimes I'll create a moment where it's more than just a moment. I'll say, okay, I'm gonna go to church, and then I'm gonna bring some food to the animals that I know that are homeless, and there's no seems to be no shelters. I mean, I emailed these people 10 times, and we don't have any room. How do you not have any room? I mean, this is what you guys do. but I guess there's just so many. And I'll create my moments by like even just going shopping. I'll go to a movie. Um, I'll buy some flowers. I'll put some flowers. You can get nice flowers for like $10 at the store. And just these simple things like I create like a moment of Christmas, few moments where it's like okay, I went to the dollar store and got a whole bunch of nice decorations, and I try to keep it to like red, gold, and silver colors. You know, all these colors just don't make sense. It's got to make sense to be nice. And and then, you know, so when I knew my son was going to be home in the evening, I said, okay, well, let me just go and uh, put, uh, some food on and start to decorate. And then it was just nice, you know, nice simple things. And other times, like, um, there's just so many simple things that you can do that just brings you um, like joy. When you get the drama out of your life, when you get the negative people, and that may be just negative situations where when you're with certain people, you yourself are negative. You know, it's not just them. You know, when you just remove yourself from being at risk, being in situations where you are at risk. You know, like we all have to be a lot smarter. All these parents, I mean, you heard about what happened to Jessica Ridgway up in Colorado. You know, she was in what the profiler called, you know, the path where predators troll for young kids. And that's the path that walk into school. And this little girl was walking and she was going to meet her friends, and this guy grabbed her. And I mean, what he did to her was, it's just really unspeakable. It's just, it was just that bad, 11-year-old girl. And that's the age that I was starting to get sexually abused at. And that's a particular age for girls, I guess, that they're just not, they're just kind of coming into being a young teenager. It's not even yet, but that seems to be a target age. Um, so parents, heads up, But so creating moments of, you know, just maybe sometimes just taking a rest, a nap, listening to some music, you know, just uh, turning on like a YouTube video of some somebody that you want to emulate because they just, maybe they're so beautiful, or maybe they're just so fun, and then you turn on the video and then you just kind of dance how they dance, you know, or you just feel the energy that's flowing through them and you just kind of flow, you know, and it's just very simple and it's very real. Like listening to Katie Lang, listening to Faith Hill, listening to Andrea Bocelli, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, um, you know, just creating these simple times and creating these moments where it's like, okay, my son or daughter seems to be like, you know, in a pretty good mood, so I'm going to try to guide them and give them some advice, and it may seem like they're not really listening, but they are. You know, based on their behavior, they're listening, you know, and it's great, you know. So you create the moment that you're having an impact on someone's life, and you're creating moments that, you're going to get into heaven and you're making God proud, you know, and that creating moments where you're gaining strength, because we are supposed to be strong. Jesus wants us to be strong. Yeah, yeah, we'll leave that at that. But yeah, so um, sometimes at church it's just so nice to look around and see the families together, and just see people dressed so nice, and they're just seem nice, and they hug each other at church. There's a, if you go to a Catholic church, they do that. They just kind of they offer each other peace, and it's just a nice moment. It's kind of a little awkward right before it happens. You're like, I don't know if this person is going to be a hugger or a handshaker, or they're not, or they're just going to be pump fists. But, but creating a moment could be, you know what, I'm going to go for a hot chocolate and I'm just going to relax. I've raised two good kids, and that's definitely worth, hot chocolate moments. And I'm going to go to a fruit stand. If you go to a fruit stand or market, you can kind of feel, like, God's made all that food there. And that energy you can feel if you really kind of settled into yourself and you just let it kind of, it's a very, like, calming place to be at a market. Even sitting near a market and thinking, it works. You know, um, you can create moments by getting online and listening to people that have made it, that are trying to help, that are lived experience, that have gone through things, that are trying to make it easier for you. Um, there's, positive moments, or there's definitely a person could create moments that trashes and wrecks their life. I mean, it only takes a few moments to, you know, to freak out on someone, pull a gun, and do something that you'll have to spend the rest of your life in jail with. So you don't want to do that. You want to get out of the situation, safety, and let the police handle those people that you know should be handled. Let's say. Um, so yeah, create a moment, just going for a drive and listening to your music, just laying down with your iPod, just using your mind to go places. You can go online and you can Google and YouTube videos of places of the world that you thought about visiting, and you can create a moment by just making yourself something good to eat that you want to eat. And those are simple things. And then there's like the bigger changes where you're like, okay, on Saturday night I'm gonna head over to the pool, forget the bar. Or if I'm gonna go out dancing, I'm gonna go dancing, and it's not about a junk fest because I'm not gonna give these bars my money, right? I've been there, done that, and that's just, I'd rather go shopping with it and buy myself something cute. I'd rather, go out for a nice meal with my friends. I'd rather go to a movie. I'd rather save it to go for a trip. I'd rather put it towards getting the car that I really like, me in car form, like you know. But that doesn't mean I can't go out dancing. It doesn't, it just means that I'm gonna flow. Like, I found when I flow through life instead of sticking at one place for too long, you know, it makes more sense. I felt like, you know, that it was good. So, I'll end this with a Joanne's duck. Joanne's, did you know? Um, what would I do today? What would I say? Um, I would say this. I would say to the women out there, um, early detection is key. I'll just reiterate that every year you should be going for a gynecologist test, pap test, and you should be going to get checked for breast cancer. And for the guys, you need to get your butt checked to make sure you don't have prostate cancer. So, did you know that early detection could save your life? And not doing it could cost you your life. I think you knew that, but maybe you just need a reminder. And you know what? It's just about a phone call. And if you're in the States, find a place that does it for free if you don't have insurance. They're out there. But be responsible for your health and go and get these things taken care of because it's important. You matter to somebody. You're here. You matter. And Okay, good night.